Since today's running on Mount Olympus, people around the world have been competing in track and field. Whether you're tall, short, big or small, track and field offers something that can spark anybody's interest. Being a track and field runner myself, I can firsthand tell you the benefits and the good things that can come from running track and field. Tonight I'm going to try to persuade you to run track and field by telling you about the events, the benefits of running track and field, and the future opportunities that it can bring. First off, you have to decide what event you're going to do. Tough choice, there's a lot of events. First off, you can be a distance runner. That ranges from anything from the 800-meter race all the way to the Olympic marathon. There's a lot in there. You got the steeplechase where you run over steeples, 5K, whatever. Second, there's sprinting. That's anything from 100-meter dash like Usain Bolt to the 400-meter dash like Jeremy Warner. These are all things you see in the Olympics. If you're a bigger person, you could be a thrower. Throwing involves throwing a shot, like a cannonball out of a cannon, a disc, which is a disc, as you might imagine, the hammer, which is kind of like a ball and string type deal, or the javelin, which is just like a spear. Then there's jumping. There's two different kinds of jumping. There's vertical and horizontal. Vertical jumping involves pole vault, which is basically where you try to use pole to get leverage, jump over a bar. And then there's high jump. Basically you just run at an angle towards the bar and try to jump over it. Horizontal jumping includes the long and triple jump, where you go down a runway and try to jump into sand. Also, most consider horizontal jumping to include the high hurdles and low hurdles. Now, with your event picked out, you have to decide, you don't have to decide anything. The other good thing track and field could bring is great personal benefits. The first one is less stress. According to a study done by the Mayo Clinic, being in athletics, or track and field, no difference, increases overall health and a sense of well-being. It also has direct stress-relieving benefits such as it pumps up endorphins, acts as a form of meditation, and improves your overall mood. Also, track and field, or any other team sport, creates a great social outlet. Benefits of being in a social scene like that are great. According to the article titled Youth Sports of America, an Overview, understanding the competitive process contains an appreciation of the social nature of competition in regards to a cooperating group. Basically means, while you're in sports, you learn to kind of compete against other people, and you learn how to, interact with other people in a team environment or a group environment. Track and field can also help you academically. In 2007 study entitled Educational Psychological Review, they say that systematic exercise programs may enhance development of specific types of mental processing known to be important for meeting challenges both in academics and in life. This is basically saying, the stresses that happen, while you're competing in a sport, competing in track and field, can really help you, fire your brain when it comes to taking tests or anything academic. And it can also help you do everyday things in life that maybe you wouldn't be able to do before, or you'd just be able to do them better. And also the most obvious thing or benefit you can get from it is overall fitness. Not everybody in track and field are, necessarily great physically fit people, but it sure can help. If you're a distance guy, you're definitely supposed to be pretty fit, but overall it's better than sitting on the couch. Now I'm sure you're wondering, how can track and field help me in the future? Well, it can do a couple of things, potentially. It could help you get a job in the future. If you're sitting in your future boss's office and he's looking at your, what's that one thing called? Resume. And they're looking at your resume, he might look on there and say, hey, this guy was in track and field and he was the state champion. That means, if he sets a goal, he's pretty motivated and, he'll get after it. That might be a good thing. It could potentially help you get a job. Also, this is arguable, but, it shows you the benefits of being physically fit. In like 20 years after you're done, with your track and field career, you're kind of getting out of shape. Well, you might look back and say, hey, look what I was doing then. I was lifting weights all the time, and I was in really good shape, and I felt a lot better. Well, being in track and field, if you're never in track and field, you'd never know that, so you'd never know what to do to, try to get back in shape. Also, being in track and field can help you get into college, whether you get a scholarship that would get you into school, I have a friend who tried to get into UW lacrosse and couldn't get in just on academics. He was kind of, right kind of walking a tightrope, right on the edge. But when they found out he was going to run track and field and cross country, they let him in. So that was pretty good. Also, more importantly, in an interview I did with my coach, SDSU coach Rod DeHaven, he went on the record saying, I lived in a rural South Dakota town, and if it wasn't for me running track and cross country, I never would have gone to college, and never would have made the Olympics, and never would have become a track and field coach. So to him, he said if he went to started running track and field, he'd still be working in the meatpacking plant in rural South Dakota. So that's probably good for him, I'd say. In conclusion, like I said, track and field is something for everybody. It's been going on for probably thousands of years. Maybe not so many events that long ago, but it's been going on a long time. And because of the multitude of events you can be in, has something for everybody, the personal benefits you can get from it, and what it can do for your future, I think you should all run track and field.